Right, replay review for Gunslinger as Leoric on Infernal Shrines. I believe this is a quick match game. Um, Wildly decent comps for quick match, actually. I don't usually like looking at quick match because comps are a little weird, but we'll see what we can do. I think there'll still be some useful things to see. First off, initial thoughts. Already running into some weird quick match stuff because I wouldn't pick Leoric here in the first place. Murky is already your offlaner. Leoric is typically run as offlane. He can be run as main tank. But with Leoric, EDC, and Murky here, you kind of come into this weird situation of what's Leoric really going to do. Murky covers your offlane. EDC is covering your tank. You have, Tassadar is even able to cover waves that you need to. Ideally, Leoric is someone else here. Occasionally, I can see Flex Leoric run if you need a lot of percent damage and just pressure frontline, but enemy team also isn't really someone you want to run Leoric into. Stitches can be farmable. He's a big fat body that can't really stop you from just hitting him a whole bunch. So that's not bad, although Stitches does sometimes tend to play further back because he's looking for hooks and not let you farm him. Phoenix isn't great because all the percent damage you do isn't terribly effective on him since his actual health threshold is very low. Um, Really new to the game, so I'm going to explain some basic things about heroes and how maps work and stuff. If some of it's redundant and you already know it, I apologize. I just want to be thorough. So if you look at Phoenix here, Phoenix's gimmick is he has very little of an actual health bar. Some of his health is converted into shields, and percent damage doesn't really work on that shield. It only goes off his health bar, so percent damage is going to do relatively less damage to him than anything else. He also has his a warp. He can teleport, so he can get out of your entomb. Decent thing to look out for is Leoric is who can escape entomb, because entomb's a very powerful ability, but it doesn't apply any actual hard CC. Any movement abilities can escape it. Um, Not the worst thing though. Illidan is in melee range a lot. He does provide a target for you to land your Drain Hope on. Although he is very mobile, so it can be hard to land the Drain Hope, and he can evade a lot of attacks. Where is he? He has this evasion ability where he can evade basic attacks, and with his trait that reduces all his cooldowns on every auto attack, he can get a high uptime on it, so you won't be able to auto attack him much. So if you decide to go auto attack build, that's worth thinking about. Lyra too is a little awkward. She is also melee, so theoretically you can smack her a bunch, and she's decently tanky, but she spends a lot of time in stealth and not really up in anyone's faces in a position where you can land a lot of abilities on her. So far there's not many heroes here that you can be effective into. But we'll see how this plays out. What you're going to be looking to do here, just off face value, like what you can start thinking about is catch any waves that aren't caught. Murky plays better split from the team than you do, so if Murky's splitting from the team, which he's starting off splitting from the team, he's going to the off lane immediately to start out from. Let him do that. But like you could grab bot. So for example, it looks like Tassadar is looking to grab bot after this, which is fine. I'm glad someone is. Ideally, I think you would be better here. If you wanted to, you could try to communicate with Tassadar that you will take that lane, that he can go with the team. Because with this three here, you have ETC, Leoric, and Brightwing. So you don't really have any range damage, and you don't really have much kill pressure. So you don't, as a core three here, you don't really provide much of a threat. If Tassadar was here instead of you and you were at bot, that would be a lot better. But anyway, let's see how this goes. Oh yeah, so besides catching with waves, also you're looking to pressure Stitches if he steps up, or really any hero that steps up, land the Drain Soul on them, and just apply a lot of damage threat and trade really well with your sustain. Starting out first things, you could have gone to a bush, like ETC immediately went into a bush, because controlling, if you're going to, your team's going to be sitting up here, their team's going to be sitting up here, so controlling the vision, this bush here and this bush here, can be really helpful, just so there's less flank opportunities, so they don't have a full picture of how much of a strength you're at. But it's fine. ETC gets hooked, he's fine. Yep, lending the drain is good. Typical Leoric combo, you want to use your Q to slow to set up for your drain, but in that case the Stitches was already stunned, so not a big deal there. You didn't need to use the Q to slow him beforehand. You could have stepped up to hit a couple more auto attacks there. You always have your E to get out, and you have a lot of sustain with your W, and you have Ossian as well, but not a huge deal. I mean, Stitches, yeah, ETC slid in, and you don't have much kill pressure here, so he does, and they have more people, so it's just wasn't a good idea for him. Yep. So here you just want to stay back. There's at least 3 of them here. You have 2 people catching the side lanes. You're good to sit back, collect the minions as they die when they crash. You don't need to step up and clear the wave proactively. This is good. Decent poke drain. I wouldn't really have gone for that just because it's very easy to dodge the max range poke drains, but Phoenix does have a fat hitbox, so you managed to land it. You're losing more health than you gained here. I guess it came out relatively equal. But yeah, see the shield on Phoenix, you didn't even do any meaningful damage. That shield's gonna regenerate in a couple seconds anyway. Walking up a little bit too far here, you're taking some turn damage. Better to just sit back here and wait for the wave to come to you. You can step up and, well, you just use your Q. Okay, good drain though. Yeah, you can step up and trade here. Yeah, he just teleports out. That's fine. What I would say here is, since they're not all here, and you have your healer with you, you can step up and try and clear this wave quickly so you can rotate out. Look to help elsewhere. Just provide some sort of threat on the map. Alright, quick rundown on Leoric wave clear. Leoric has a very specific way of clearing waves. If you do it, your wave clear is efficient and quick. If you don't do it, you slow down your clear significantly. So the way you do it is, when the minions walk up, you can sort of see on your wave, they're in a bit of a H shape. You've got the 3 melees here and the 3 ranged in the back with the mage minion in the middle. You want to ideally, while it's in this shape, you step to the side of the wave, so either here or here. I'm just demonstrating on our wave because their wave is not in the correct shape right now. You just step up to either here or here. You cleave off the mage minion a couple times. You use your crit auto on not the mage minion. Ideally one of the melee minions. If you haven't been cleaving all of the minions, if you've only been getting like the 3 backlines and 2 of the melees, you can crit this melee or something. You just use your crit on whatever is highest health, not the mage minion, and then at the very end you use your Q. And the amount of cleaves you need to use in the early game, you might need to do cleave, cleave, crit, and then like another 2 cleaves maybe, and then Q. You just want to make sure your Q is last, because if whenever the mage minion dies, it means you can't cleave off the mage minion. And cleaving off the mage minion, if you auto with the mage minion, your cleave autos will hit the entire wave from the side. If the mage minion's dead, there's no minion you can cleave off of to hit the entire wave. So if you kill the mage minion first, either by critting it or using your Q, which kills it, then you can't cleave as effectively, and you need to spend a few more auto attacks to clear the entire wave. So by queuing first, now, not a huge deal here, since there's nowhere you absolutely need to be otherwise, and you have 2 other people here to help with your clear, but using your Q here first now gets the minions low, so if you were to start leaving off the mage minion, he would die before the rest of the wave dies, and you wouldn't be able to continue cleaving off of him. And the amount of cleaves you do changes based on level. First few levels, you might need to use 4 cleaves, then you quickly go down to 3 after a couple levels. About mid-game, it's down to 2 cleaves, and then later in the game, you can just like do 1 cleave and a Q, and that clears a wave. A quick lesson there. Again, not a huge deal at the moment, just because, yeah, and the fact that you're only hitting the front lines means you're not cleaving the backline minions, so they're not going to get killed as quickly. There's not much threat here, so you would have been fine to step up and just fully clear the wave as efficiently as possible. It's a damage trade, so ideally, I would really like to see you trying to get this Tassadar out of the lane. He's being bullied a little bit right now because he's alone. He has no self-sustain. Like, he did used to be down here, but I would be pinging like retreat and on the way, or maybe even saying in the chat like, I'll take bot, just so he can be freed up. And again, what that does is it means that the ETC right-wing Tassadar trio, if they can stick together, is a lot more threatening. It also means that you can absorb these ganks and damage that they're putting onto bot a lot better than he can, since you have a lot more inherent self-sustain. It also means that Tassadar is now free to do these camps. So you ideally want to be on this camp right now. Quick rundown of Infernal Shrine's camp structures. Usually you want to be on this camp at 1 minute when it spawns, and then capturing it whenever it's up after that. This camp's neutral, and this is the enemy camp. When you have the opportunity to do them, they're great, because they can, of course, give you more XP, give you some pushing power, and also deny the camp from the enemies. But as this is your camp, and it's very easy to get since it's kind of in the middle of the map, you want to be doing it on cooldown. This camp is really good to do when objective is coming up. So the first objective spawns at 3 minutes, so you generally can take this around, or go to this around 2:20. Just so it's captured as the objective comes up. And this camp provides a big pushing threat top lane. So if the first objective is spawning down here, you can tell by this icon on the map. So if you take this objective before the this camp before the objective spawns, the camp is running down top lane, and they have to deal with it before they can commit 5 to the objective. Anyway, that was a little bit off point, but again, just trying to explain as much as possible about the map, game, the different heroes, so you have some more background. The point is, yeah, if you free up Tassadar here, he can be doing this camp with, like, right-wing Tassadar can do this camp, and then you've got this camp taken. Yeah, I would definitely be looking, if nothing else, to at least rotate down to bot right now. Because if you see Tassadar, he's low. He probably doesn't have tap here, if I had to guess. Yeah, he doesn't have tap, because with all the damage he's been taking, he probably needs to tap. We can guess that. So he wants to back. That's kind of weird. Lots replay system is a little buggy. If that goes away. Alright. So yeah, you moving down here gives him the indication that he can back and be fine. If I'm at Tassadar right here, I don't want to miss this wave, because there's a lot of experience, and I don't see my team moving, so I don't feel comfortable backing. If you're even just like moving down, can give the signal that he's okay to back because you can catch the wave. And then maybe if you stay bottom, when he comes back, he doesn't go bot, he goes somewhere else. Like just staying back here. Unfortunate. Yeah, right-wing was just a little bit too far up. That's not necessarily your fault here. That was... You can't... Like, stepping up doesn't do anything. Leoric doesn't really peel. He just stayed way too far up when the rest of his team was peeling off. Like, I guess you could have stepped up and thrown, like, a Q here, but they were already dead, basically. Honestly, stepping up to trade here is a little bit of a problem. Because you get Leoric here. Fine, though. You don't lose that much health. Half is fine. Half is good. So now at the very least, Tassadar's out, so I would be moving bot. Yeah, now ETC's holding bot lane. Also, you don't want that. They're your main tank. If they don't do much alone. I mean, ETC's a little bit self-sufficient. He has some good self-healing, and he can just kind of survive in a lane, but you're better at it. And if ETC's not with your team, they're not setting up anything with slide. They're not holding space. You can't hold space as well. So yeah, a little bit of inefficiencies in your wave clear. You definitely could have stepped up to... This is a 3v3 here. You definitely could have stepped up to help trade. If you were... Rewind a little bit to when you stepped back. Your Leoric comes in. You're dealing some decent damage here. Zoning these two off so your team can hit Valir, or at least isn't under as much threat. That's fine. Walking away here, though, is a little bit of a problem, because your team's still fighting. Your Q's about to come up. You could walk at Valir and slow her. She doesn't really have an escape. So you could hit her with a Q, slow her, and then keep bonking her. She probably doesn't die, but it provides some more threat and keeps them off of the rest of your team. Like, Castlear is probably going to die here because he's so far up, and now there's 3 people hitting him, and you're walking away. Your damage, yeah, they got pretty low. If you had Q'd and hit her, she probably dies. Yeah, the biggest things I'm gonna see, I always like to do a little summary at the end. I think the 2 things that are going in the summary right now are better wave clear, and I'll show you wave clear in try mode after this game. I'll go into try mode and show you how to correctly clear waves with Leoric. So clearing waves efficiently, and then rotating more. Yeah, so like right now, absolutely, like there's a wave bot you could be catching. This time no one's even catching it. You would be leaving someone. Just want to be able to get it. Because you're already behind a little bit on XP. Honestly, if you catch bot wave, you're definitely not even on XP because they have 3 kills here, but it helps. It helps a little bit. Yep. Decent trade. I really want you to be getting this bot wave. Like, there's about 2 waves of soak that have been missed bot now. Probably 3, honestly, at this point. Good poly by the Brightwing. Unfortunately, you can't finish the kill.
Loyalty is its own reward.
There's a mid-wave here you could be getting 2. Looks like you're going for that. Good on you. This time I don't really think you have an excuse for not doing the wave correctly. Again, you did still get it in a reasonable time. Probably could have saved like a second. Good job on not going in right now. You don't really have the ability to do so. This is a little sketchy. Pick your level 7. Good, you've got it. Yeah, so that's why we set up with Q first. Because if you have been landing a good amount of, I'll just call like poking Qs or raw Qs at max range, but you did miss that one, and every time you miss a Q, or it's not Q, sorry, W, every time you miss a W, your threat and trading power goes down significantly. Yeah. So you had Q up, you absolutely could have Q'd first to set it up, and you even have extra slow, which sets it up even more. Because see, now you've got no W, you can't provide that big % damage threat, and you can't heal up as much. There you go, you landed that W because it's pretty almost impossible to miss. Yeah. We'll go back and look at this fight just overall here, because a lot of nothing happened here. So if you Q and W this Valir, she might very well die just because she's under a big heavy slow. You can get into position to body block her, either down here if you think she's going to run down, which she did, or even behind her if you think she's going to run to the left. Either or, if she's got a big slow on her, you're draining her. She probably dies if your team hits her. And then here, like, you're doing decent. I think you crit a minion there actually, which is a little unfortunate, but you are still hitting You're hitting your abilities and your auto attacks for the most part. You guys just can't get in. I think this is largely due to the fact that Tassadar just isn't able to join you most of this fight because he was clearing bot wave and Valera ganked him. And this could be avoided if you were the one clearing bot wave. Like Tassadar does not want to be alone because Valera can gank him, Illidan can gank him, Phoenix can gank him. There's almost no one here. Like if Stitches or Whitemane comes to his lane alone, he's fine. But if any of these three come to his lane, he doesn't win that trade. Yeah, and so you're fighting 3-4 here. Yeah, well 3v4. Illidan, where is Illidan? Is he coming from base? Yeah, he's at base. So it's Illidan's not here. There's three of you here, but again, you three don't really have much threat. You need the Tassadar, and Tassadar doesn't feel comfortable stepping up here. He's tapping, and he's coming all the way back, and by the time he comes back, it's too late. So, in that case, I don't think you, played the team fight. This is perfectly bad. I think you could have gotten a Valera kill, which might have helped, but even then, I think you still lose the objective. Ooh, good crit. Good look. Okay, so you don't want to walk down this way, because after the Punisher has, besides just their punching and their freezing attacks, all Punishers also have a jump attack, which you're going to see in a second. Yeah. They will, every 15 seconds, there's a bit of a delay after they spawn. I want to say like between 5 to 10 seconds after they spawn, it becomes active, and then after the jump, it's every 15 seconds it becomes active, or it comes off cooldown rather, where they'll jump from a decent distance on someone, do a big AoE stun, AoE damage, and a big punch. Now, that didn't kill you, but you don't really want them to jump outside the wall. Ideally, Punisher defense strategy is Punisher spawns, you go inside the wall, someone throws an ability outside the wall at the Punisher to give the Punisher vision of them. The Punisher jumps over the wall and hits them. And what that does is it means, you can now hit the Punisher is now over the wall, which means you can hit it more safely, and all of your towers can hit it. If they're outside the wall, only these two towers can hit it. Your fort can't hit it. Inside the wall, the fort can hit it too. That's less relevant for Frozen Punisher because they turn off buildings. But being able to hit it safely is a big draw. It's that the enemy team can't threaten you while you do that. It also means that the enemy team, if they're around, can't follow up on the jump because it's over the wall. They can't necessarily get in there. In this case, none of those reasons are super relevant, but they do add up. If it was over the wall, the fort hasn't been turned off yet, so it would be shooting at the Punisher. You wouldn't be taking as much damage from Stitches looking at you, and you just be able to clear it faster in general. But managed to not lose too much. Honestly, I would be rotating out to get mid already. You don't add that much damage to clearing the Punisher. And midway's about to crash again. Absolutely think you should be mounting up and heading mid here. Good job. Ignore that ping, you just want to get mid. And there's not much threat here. Definitely step up and clear the wave quite normally. Yeah, so max range, poke, W, not going to get much value. Good E here, just get out. Good, alright. I honestly gave it a 50-50 shot. You didn't know you could drop the E manually, but good E usage. Well, this is fine. Clear this wave. Notice there's a Valera around. So just be a little bit safe. Have your finger on the E button. Good kill by your team here. I'd peel back and just hit this Valera. Well, headbot now. There's not much more you can do here. There's a wave bot you can catch. I'd also be ping assistance on a camp, just to try and get your team to do that. Yeah, you kind of just brawling over nothing. Like, it's very difficult to kill things into White Mane. White Mane's specialty is just ungodly amounts of burst healing. Well, she has mana. It's almost impossible to kill anyone if they have hands and a monitor. They're just like mindlessly brawling into White Mane isn't going to do that much. Q and W the Leoric. Remember to Q first, sets up for the W, especially with the extra slow that you have from your level 4. And again, I really want you to be rotating bot here. Like, you're just throwing abilities, which is nice. Like, there's optimizations you can do, Qing in before Wing, etc., etc. But, like, by and large, Leoric is not a complex character. You throw your buttons at people, and then you auto-attack them to death. If you, don't have mana, but if you had the mana, because I believe Entomb costs, yeah, you didn't have enough mana. But if you did have mana, picking Entomb there would have let you get at least 1 kill. Immediately. You should be backing here. You have no mana. There's really not much else you can do on this map. Like, you should be going into this bush or this bush and recalling. Yesterday. And again, Tassadar dies here because he had to be catching... Actually, no, Tassadar is here. Ignore me, I'm stupid. I heard the hunt sound and just assumed it was Tassadar that died. Tassadar is fine. Good that you're finally backing. Team is still brawling. It's fine. Head bot here. Try and pick up this bot wave. You really need to stop just mindlessly brawling. Okay, good job. Good retreat ping. Yeah, team is just like continuing to brawl. It's a really good mosh. Looking at you though. I want to see how you clear this wave. I'm gonna assume you Q first again. Yeah, we're gonna try and get you to stop doing that. Wave could have been cleared by now. And you could already be rotating up to mid with an Entomb. Yeah. And drop an Entomb on this guy. Really good. Throw the W on him. Nice. And the E in front of the Entomb. Good mechanics. I like the idea of eating in front of a tomb. Normally, that is good. In this case, it's not super necessary. Unless you didn't know if he had Gorge up or not, that's valid. If you weren't looking top and looking mid and didn't know he used Gorge, I know he used Gorge because of this, because of my little play thing. But if you didn't know he used Gorge, that was smart, as he could have gorged you and ran out. But using E does mean you didn't get damage on him, but he dies anyway. Good. That was a fantastic Entomb use, fantastic rotation. Dylan's gonna hunt the Merkin cooldown, doesn't matter, whatever. He's out. There's no reason. There's no... Ooh, good wall, actually. Maybe he's not out. Never mind. Okay. Wall from Tass. Alright, we play for objective here. If you want to clear mid-wave, I won't object to that, and then do objective afterwards. And that's actually the better play, because look how close you are to 13. If you can clear this mid-wave, arguably if you could have cleared top wave before you rotated out, then went down and cleared mid-wave, that definitely gets you 13. I'm pretty sure just mid-wave does it to you, or almost does it. Yeah. And if you get 13, you have a very good chance of winning this team fight. And Leoric spikes really hard at 13 too. Entomb the Stitches here, try and get them to try and keep them from carrying your Brightwing away. This also works. Yeah, unfortunate, you're not gonna get the kill there. Decent Entomb. It would have been better if it was on the Stitches, but luckily Brightwing has Blink Heal, so they're fine. Lots of random damage. Very good. I really do wish you had 13 there. Like, if you have 13, that fight goes a lot better. Yep. Head up, grab that tap, clear the top wave, and then head back down. Or top wave, then tap, either or. Top wave then tap is just a little bit dangerous if, say, like Valeera was following you. You have tap up. I would definitely grab tap because yeah, they're still fighting here. If you tapped and then head back down, you could have helped them. This is a little troll of you. Like, I want to go back here and just take a look at our team while you're doing that. Like, if you tap here, I still think clearing top wave is fine. But if you tapped clear top wave, you would have been in position to immediately rotate down. There's Tassadar dead. If you're here, you could be here by now, and you could be taking this 3v3. I think you win it with now that you have 13s. Yeah, so the fact that you backed there, I think, causes your team to lose this objective. Arguably, you win for this. You only need 4 more little minions here. If you can get 4 of them, I would have gone here just to try and see if you can get the last few minions. Because there's not much threat on you. Like, it's the people alive here right now. Others are coming, but right now you have Stitches, Whitemane, Illidan. None of them are really threats to you. Like, Stitches actually just feeds you health. Whitemane does not do damage. Illidan will kill you eventually, but not before you can get 4 minions. So I think this one I can point to you as actively doing something that lost your team a fight and an objective. The fact that you got by it's an awful, but yeah, would have been better if you. So yeah, again, you don't want to step up here because now you get jumped. If you would rotate around here and try to bait the jump behind, it would have been fine. You don't want to fight here. Actually, an entomb on this Stitches could lead to a kill. Wait, the Phoenix, entomb now. When you entomb now, you get 2 kills. Please, press your R. I give you a little bit too late. Still good though. Okay, I thought the Whitemane ult was gonna save them. Nice out. Good. Grab your tap. I bike a V. Yeah, so this is twice now you've, I guess, forgotten that your tap exists. The healing fountain is free resources. Use it whenever it's up. Like if you had tapped and gone back in, I don't think you all die there. Like if you just walked, if you E more towards the fountain, tap and then walk up. C's not in as much danger because you can be with them and help zone them off. Valeera can't really go on this Tassadar because you can help zone her off. When you're in a fight, you're getting good impact, you're getting good entombs, and you're doing good damage. Also commit to something. If you're going to back. If you're not going to back, step up and do something. You could have used E to dodge that and get the Valeera kill, by the way. Like, on reaction to the Punisher jump. He's almost dead. Like, if you E right now, right before the impact, E onto her, and stay on her. You might not kill because Whitemane's still there, but you could have at least dodged the jump and not died here. Oh, you don't die. Okay, it's just a chase. Yeah, so when you're in a fight, you're getting good value. You're getting some great entombs, doing good damage, hitting people a lot. It's just twice now you've decided to leave a fight because you don't tap. That's the value of tapping. You just have a free giant health restore that can. Right. All right. I like clearing mid here. Sure, I would clear mid, then rotate bot. Better wave clear efficiency means you're already rotating. You can rotate aggressively a little bit. Not much that kills you on a flank. Okay, if you don't want to rotate, that's fine too. Grab another mid wave and then rotate after it though. Yeah. Definitely need to get better wave clear efficiency. Ignore the cannon. Minions clear the cannon. It doesn't give XP. It's like 1 XP. It's not worth it. It is nothing to back for. You have you have two lanes that you could rotate to. Top's looking pretty good. Bot you could absolutely go to and get some value. Good mount, head bot. Yeah, you could definitely be here already and probably have gotten contributed to a kill. Drop an entomb on this guy, and it's a kill. Nice. Good. Fantastic. Alright, rotate back up to mid and get that wave. Mid wave. Please. You don't contribute much to push. You do much better getting more of an XP lead. If you can get 20, the sooner you can get 20, the sooner you can do really good things. Leoric has one of the strongest 20 tiers in the game. Probably looking at Silence and Doom here. By the way, this circle. So white main, if you don't know how white main works, she essentially puts a mark on allies, and then any damage she does converts, or yeah, converts all of the damage into healing. Or I guess not converts because it still does damage, but all of the damage she does is also done as healing to marked allies. And that all she puts down, that big circle, is just a giant tick rate damage zone. It provides a lot of healing, so anyone with the mark. So if you see that circle, you want to prioritize getting out of that ASAP, just because it will be healing her team for a lot. I don't think you kill anything here. I could be wrong. Okay, I mean trolls. Love to see it. Really wish you'd be getting this mid wave though. I'm not chasing the Phoenix at the least. Still wish you would getting this mid wave. It's massive at this point. Please be rotating. You're gonna need to entomb that guy. Okay, he didn't gorge. He's gonna have, yeah. Just drop an entomb on him and he dies. Entomb. Any entombers? Good. And just keep smacking him. Fantastic. Alright, please rotate up. Please rotate up. Look at this massive wave you're missing. Like, you're getting good value here, but you could also have level 20 by now. Frankly, this is only working because they're all inting into you. Get out of that laser beam, please. You're taking free damage from Phoenix. Good. You need to be with your Tassadar. You're not going to catch this Leoric, yeah. And that was a really aggressive E. I think you're dead now. Yeah. So, here, first of all, stay out of this laser. This laser is doing 218 damage every 0.25 seconds. It is shredding you. Like, let's look at how much damage it does to you over time. You're at, like, 4,200 health right now. Full health right now, Brightwing just full healed you. And you're standing in this entire thing. You're at 5,100 health or so right now. By the time you get out of this beam, you're at 3,500. You just lost, like, what, almost 2,000 health from standing in that for its full duration. Now, you're early Leoric, you heal up a good bit. But still. And then, yeah, moving off here is a little troll. Like, your Tassadar doesn't have an escape button. They are in there or dying. So you need to help them. The Valeera is out of the fight at this point. She's actively running away. She will come back, of course. But for now, you need to help the Tassadar. Also, this E is a little bit weird. Maybe you were expecting her to insta-stealth and silence you, and you were trying to proactively dodge it, in which case, that's pretty smart. But I would have honestly just eaten it. Even if she does dodge you, you out-trade her with your auto-attack build. And now you have no E to escape, especially since you followed her. After, like, there's no follow-up here. You're jumping in to 3 people. So, just a free death. Staying a little bit too long. Again, I really wish you had caught this mid-wave. There's a pattern here of you not catching waves. And you need to be catching those. At least Murphy's getting some really good split push value. So when you're in death form, by the way, you want to just follow people around. You can drain them to reduce your respawn timer. You can slow them to stall the rotations, and also you can just keep vision of them for your team because they can't stop you from sitting on them for vision.
Yes, truly.
So you really want it to be, as soon as you die, just like start keep following people around. You're literally doing nothing here. You can start moving up just so you respawn up there. A good Berkey split value. There's nothing for you to do down here though, unless you want to hang around for some stacks. That's fine. Not really getting much value out of the death form here. Yeah, the strength of death form, very strong ability. Means you can still contribute when dead. First of all, you're not doing much, but it's still a contribution. You also have a lower respawn timer, and then you doubly have a lower respawn timer because you respawn on your death form instead of at the base. So you don't have to walk from base to the fight. You can immediately respawn at a fight and be effective. You're not really doing any of that right now. Just kind of sitting around. You may as well be dead. Like you could have been at least up at objective respawning now, which is arguably the wrong play. Like your ETC's down here, your Tassar just respawned. Probably not really what you want to do. But frankly, with level 20s, you probably could just live there for quite a while, and you have tap up. I wouldn't hate respawning at objective and just going wild.
You cannot kill that which has
I really hope you at least rotate to objective after this wave with ETC. Drop the mid wave, it doesn't matter. You already have objective, you need to be fighting. Yeah. It's like, now you're clearing wave, that's cool. The quest complete isn't worth you not being there, though. Like, your team is actively in trouble. I think they're fine. Your Murky Death doesn't really matter. If you entomb that Phoenix, he dies. Alright, Phoenix dies anyway. Good entomb. I really wish you would have, now that you have Silence Entomb, it's ideally, like, the decision doesn't matter as much. You're ideally looking to hit honestly, any of the rest, because the silence is just so brutal for them. Phoenix, any of them instantly die when they're in Entomb. Doubly effective to hit White Mane with Entomb, because she dies and she can't heal anyone else. She can theoretically heal other people in Entomb. And see, now you rotated up and now you started winning. If you had done that a little bit before, that would have been better. You can E after her, by the way. If you're trying to chase, the E gives you movement speed. You can E after her, drop on her, and Q, and she dies. She doesn't have enough mana to keep herself up. You just beat her to death. Alright. Pushing with this Murky is fine, though. They have the Shrine clear. You can definitely sit up here. You're going to lose bot for it, but I don't think it's worth it to rotate down here because you're about to have the Punisher to push with. You can like clear this wave to push your mid wave in. I think you're just eating the bot fort death. It's better for you to stay with your team at this point. You may even be pushed the wave. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure your bot fort dies. But it's definitely better to stay here. No, that camp is Giga Troll. Don't listen to that. Yeah, you really want to be pushing with this. Like, if you wanted this camp, you needed to do it way earlier. This is like one of the worst calls I've seen in my life. I'm throwing up in my mouth. You just want a team fight to get this Punisher. You're level 20. This Punisher is going at their half health keep. If you push with this, you could end the game right here. If you get like some good engages. This camp does absolutely nothing and actively just loses the value you just got. Like, you want to know how to win games? Like, spam ping retreat on this camp and spam ping assistance on the Punisher, because I'm like actively I'm crying looking at this. Now they have Storm. Like, if you were there as they try and clear that, you landed in Tomb, you landed a Mosh Pit, they die, you win the game. Now they have level 20. You used your level 20 team fight win, your objective win, and your level 20 that you still had to get like the last third of a fort. This is so sad. There's no follow-up on the CTC. I don't know what he's doing. Okay, so ETC is, actively just made two of the worst calls I've ever seen in my life. Drop an Entomb in the sky, please. Please Entomb him. Good. Smack him. Ah, still dies? He still dies? Good, okay. This is a really awkward fight. You're kinda winning it. You need to get out of this circle. Good. Just turn back on them. You need to... Fighting here. A little bit too much. Just enough to keep to get your Tassadar out. Yeah. This is really awkward. You got the Eldon. It's 4v4 here, theoretically. But the white main ult kind of full heals them all. You want to turn back a little bit just to make sure they get off your Bright Wing. But now Bright Wing's out. I would just stay over here and like slowly kiting back. You can't really go back for them. Your Murky, yeah, your Murky's getting good value. So, but it is a 3v4. And this Phoenix is just continuing to hit you. You don't out-sustain that. You don't have the level 20 for it. If you're protected or Burning Despair, you might still be able to win that, but you don't have your Entomb up. It's fine. They don't get that much value out of it. I'm pretty sure their entire team is peeling back to stop Murky. They don't have to, but they're going to. And Murky is kind of just winning the game for you. Arguably, it was worth in that fight because you had to keep out of it. And like if they're quick about it and realize they can get this bot for it, I think that's realistically like all they're going to get though. Again, do something with this death form. None of these abilities do anything to this camp. You're sitting here basically doing nothing. Use your death form to go scout, get vision. It takes, for what it's worth, it takes 5 seconds. Yeah, you can hearth. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is you can hearth in death form. So even if you're like in their base when you have 10 seconds remaining, just press B. And you'll get back to base before you respawn. Like it takes 6 seconds to hearth, so just wait until like I don't know 10 seconds to be safe. Press B, and like worst case scenario, you respawn in the Hall of Storms, which isn't ideal, but like if getting vision is worth it. Like you could have been say on this camp checking if they were on it. I don't hate this camp. It doesn't really do anything for you, but nothing else on the map. Might as well just push a camp at them. Okay, I guess we're out. That sure was one of the plays of all time. I see Valir here. If you land an Styles on 2 on Valir while she's in stealth, by the way, she dies. It'll unstealth her. You need to just stay with your team for the most part, by the way. Like, yeah. They're getting engaged on right now, and you need to be there. Got a big flank silence Entomb here. I would honestly drop Entomb like right here. This is also fine. It's kind of awkward for your team, but it does secure the kill on Illidan, which is nice. You need to walk out of this thing. Good. You need to not be in the circle. Good, and you win. Sick. Good mosh. Kill everything in the mosh. Good. The play here, by the way, is you as a team, if your team is all with you, coordinated, you all walk up here, walk around here, and hit the core and end the game. 3 kills at this point with keep down is absolutely enough to end the game. Looks like you're not doing that though, you're just hitting the keep, which is more what I expected. You need to E immediately. Like, yeah. Good kill. Like, poking W, not really value. Fine, just hit the keep. Like, you can't stop you from hitting the keep, just auto-attack it to death. And then, after this keep, you just fall back and get objective and win the game. At this point, it's a little bit too late to hit the core. Just all go objective. Yeah, like Tassadar says. Like, no reason to play anything fancy here. Just get the objective and basically unlosable at that point. 'Cause I mean, it's Punisher. It's a late game Punisher pushing on an empty core. They would need to get like a giant wipe on your entire team really quickly for it not to win. Okay, so what you can do here is you can start walking up this way. You can set up in like this bush and just look for like a flank entomb. It's not gonna hit. It's not gonna get anything. They didn't step up enough. But if they had stepped up to like fight over here, you could have gotten a nasty flank. You don't want to push this wave actually. It's not much of a wave, but if you hit it, it's slightly bad. You want the wave to sync up with the Punisher as much as possible. Don't drop Entomb yet. Team's not here, and Stitches isn't. Okay, you hit the white main with it, so that's kind of fine. I don't think Stitches was like that dangerous of a kill, that dangerous of a target worth dropping Entomb over. But it does secure the kill, so I guess I don't hate it. And you just auto-attack the corn win. Cool. Alright. Cool. Quick talent check. I don't usually like to talk about talent, so I won't spend too much on it, but overall, fine. This is auto-attack build. I think Buried Alive is definitely the correct 20 choice here. It gets a lot of value into their team, especially since Whitemane didn't take Cleanse or a Scarlet Aegis, or even like Reckoning Upgrade. Yikes, Whitemane Trollter build. Oh, yikes. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna stop looking at whatever the hell this is. Yeah, auto attack build, fairly standard. It's my preferred build on Leoric for solo queue. Arguably, E build gets a lot of value here just because they have so much random like damage things. The peel of 50% reducing all of their damage as they're trying to dive and go all over is pretty valuable. But Stitches did just let you auto attack them a bunch, and auto attack build just stat checks them in fights. So good choice there. I prefer Guilty Unto Death at level 1, but Alcine is not bad either. Alright, so summary. Team fights wise, I think you did pretty good. Your teams all got value. You were hitting most of your W's. I wish you would Q and then W a lot more, just to secure the W's and not throw as many just like poking max range W's with no setup, because if your W misses, you're kind of in trouble. But overall, fine in team fights. I think you mostly had the right idea. Just there was a couple times where you forgot that you had tap available, and you could have tapped and rejoined a team fight and helped your team win. But instead, you didn't. You just backed off, and your team lost, arguably because you weren't there. I think if you were there both times here and here, you probably win the team fight just because like you had so much stat check power. They were not really much of a threat to you. They definitely could have been if they used their abilities better and focused you more, but they were not. You were just kind of an unstoppable force in team fights for so long. So combo QW to land your W's. Don't use long range poking W's. Keep in mind taps that you can use to come back into the fight, but overall your team fight power was really good. The big thing I want you to work on is rotating to catch the waves more. Like especially on Leoric, you catch waves really well. You can clear quickly, and um, it's just a lot more beneficial for your team than having like Tassadar or ETC on waves or no one on waves at all. Lots of times you had the option, you were just brawling with your team, and it was working. Like you were kind of winning them, but I think you would have gotten a lot more value if you just cleared the waves and got your power spikes quicker, just to make sure that then when you did rotate back to fights, you had a meaningful advantage rather than just outstatting them. Um, so yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I saw. Yeah, wave clear efficiency. Let's talk about that really quick. It's going to go into try mode. If you didn't know, by the way, you can go into collection, heroes, you can go to any hero, go to Leoric, you can click this try mode, and it'll put you in a little single player practice tool where you can just test out a whole bunch of stuff. So we're going to turn off other heroes. No, like this for now. And we're just going to go to this wave. Actually, let's toggle minions again, just so it's a fresh wave. I'm just gonna have this wave crash. I'm gonna show you how to clear it. So again, as it approaches, it's going to, as it crashes, it's gonna go into an H pattern. So we're gonna go to the side. We're gonna cleave Major Minion once, twice. We didn't hit this guy with the cleave, so we're gonna crit him. Cleave, cleave, Q, and we can throw like one more crit and we're off. That's the correct way you should clear waves. A little bit of inefficiency there. I didn't hit the entire wave with my cleave, but I crit the guy that we didn't hit with the cleave, so it was all good. And like the one melee that survived just died to our wave naturally. Let's show it again. So wait for it to go into an H. Cleave, cleave, crit, cleave, cleave, Q, and wave's cleared. We can throw a crit on that guy, or it'll just die to our wave as we mount up. Technically, it's slightly better to let it die to the wave, just save a little bit of time. And the amount of cleaves you do does change with level. Again, first few levels, 4 cleaves to clear the entire wave. After about, I want to say, level 4, I don't have the exact breakpoints memorized. I kind of just know by that point, cleave, cleave. We'll just crit this guy. Cleave, cleave, Q, and we mount up, and this guy dies to a minions. Boom. Yeah, I don't know how the exact breakpoints memorized. It's around level 3 or 4 when you can go down to 2 cleaves, or 3 cleaves rather. Around level 10, and then for most of the rest of the game, it's 2 cleaves, and then later game around like on a level 18 or so, it's just 1 cleave and a Q. So crit, cleave, cleave. We'll crit this guy. Crit, cleave. Also Q there, and we have a little bit left alive, so we needed 1 more cleave. That's kind of that was the problem. Just so yeah. If we had cleaved 1 more time, the rest of the wave would have died. With that Q. Yeah, because I'll show. This is more what you were doing. Wave crashes, we'll like throw a Q, and we'll just start randomly smacking things. A little bit slower. It's not that big of a difference as long as you're cleaving most of the wave and critting the things that you're not cleaving. But the way I'm showing it is the correct way to do it. Like if we just do like Q as it's walking up, and then this is what a lot of Leorics will do. They'll just like mindlessly keep auto attacking it and move up. I hope you see how much slower this is. Like I used two Qs there. That took 12 seconds. But yeah. Hopefully this was helpful. I think you actually have a good understanding of Leoric mechanics. Just remember to try and combo Q and cleave. Just show that real quick. So like if I want to hit this guy, we'll just hit him with a Q into immediately E, and the slow means the W connects. That's it. If you have any questions, any follow-up, let me know. Otherwise, I hope this helps you. I really like Leoric, one of my favorite characters. One-tricked him for quite a while. So I think you can have a lot of success with him. So good luck.